Seoul and Pyongyang are finally starting their long overdue joint inspections on railways in North Korea. After 2 days of silence, Pyongyang replied today and they've agreed to start the on-site survey this Friday. Jung-hee gets us up to speed with the developments.
It was originally in late July that the two Koreas agreed to start their joint inspections of North Korea's railways. But the problem was bringing the necessary resources and equipment into the north would violate UN sanctions. Back in late August, Seoul tried to send a research team up north for an on-site survey, but it couldn't because of objections from the UN command. Fast forward, and it's been a 4-month stalemate both in North Korea-U.S. nuclear negotiations and in inter-Korean cooperation. But now there's some progress. Last week, Seoul and Washington launched a bilateral working group. Then the UN Security Council granted a limited waiver to its North Korea sanctions. And the U.S. too decided to grant some exemptions to its own sanctions. Seoul quickly proposed a schedule to the north for the inspections, and with a reply from Pyongyang on Wednesday, the two Koreas are starting their joint rail inspections this Friday.
South and North Korea agreed to move along 2,600 kilometers of North Korean railway tracks over the course of 18 days, starting November 30th. We're going to survey the western section between Kaesong and Siniju for 6 days until December 5th, and then the eastern section between Mount Kumgang and the Tuman River from December 8th until the 12th.
The upcoming inspections will cover tracks in North Korea proper. South and North Korea checked the cross-border sections back in July. 7 South Korean train cars will be crossing the border with 55,000 liters of oil and 300 kilowatts of electricity. At Panmun Station, the South Korean train will link up to a North Korean locomotive and cars. Then they'll move together as they test the western Gyeonggi line first and then the eastern Donghae line. The whole process is expected to take 18 days. This will be the first time in over 10 years that the two Koreas have checked the western Gyeonggi line, and the first time in history they've surveyed the eastern Donghae line. During the survey, Seoul says it'll talk with the North about holding a groundbreaking ceremony within this year. And after the inspections are over, South Korea will be working on plans for more surveys and then for actual construction. The UN says the two Koreas will need more sanctions waivers to take further steps in setting up railway connections, and Seoul says
actual construction will proceed in accordance with progress in North Korea's denuclearization.
Jung-hee, Arirang News.